Hey you guys, this is Catherine, certified nutrition consultant with Foods That Heal You and Foods That Heal You CBD, back to talk about fat burning triggers. Okay, so in our first video of our weight loss series, we talked about fat storage triggers. In this video, we're gonna do the flip side here, and unfortunately there's no magic pill, magic fairy dust, specific food that's just gonna go in and eat up all your fat, okay? Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. So what the goal of this really is to signal your body to burn more fat. That's really what you want to do. So regardless what healthy diet plan you're on, you can implement these 7 things to help signal your body to start burning more fat. So let's get started with the first thing. The first one is fat. And I chose that one to be first because a lot of people are on the keto diet, and I wanted to explain some of this to you. Now, there are pros and cons to the keto diet. It can be done healthy way or an unhealthy way. But the way fat works, there's 2 primary ways fat can help signal your body to start burning more fat. The first way is that when you, as we talked about in the fat storage, we talked about how sugar and grains will spike insulin. They'll increase insulin. And if you recall, insulin is your fat storage hormone. And you're gonna have that memorized by the end of these videos because that's so key. Well, what fat does is when you consume fat, like an avocado, it's not gonna tell your body to produce that insulin. So your insulin's gonna be low. So guess what? Your body's gonna be like, oh, okay, I don't need to go into fat storage mode. So it's, in a way, it's basically, it's not that it's necessarily burning fat, but it's not telling the body to store fat, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Now, the second explanation I'm going to give, I'm going to actually use an analogy. And this is more for intermittent and time interval fasting, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain it this way too, and then to explain it again. All right, let's say you have your refrigerator full of food. What are you gonna do? You're gonna eat from your refrigerator, right? If you have a freezer in the basement full of food, you're still going to eat from the refrigerator because it's convenient, it's easy to get to, and that's the whole point of the refrigerator, is to be able to just eat it as you go. You're not going to go to the freezer until the refrigerator's empty, all right? So that's the concept of the keto diet or the high fat diet. The concept is we're gonna empty out the refrigerator and force ourselves to go to the stored fat. In other words, the freezer. We're gonna force ourselves to go to the freezer because our bodies, when you're constantly eating carbs, your body's gonna use those carbs like the refrigerator. Think of your liver as the refrigerator. Your liver stores glycogen for like 24 hours. So for 24 hours, you have access to real easy energy, all right? So what you wanna do is you wanna empty that refrigerator out so that you can go to the freezer and start using the freezer, the stored fat, all right? That's the concept. That's basically, in a nutshell, how keto works. Now, is keto healthy? Well, keto can be healthy and unhealthy. It can be healthy if you choose the right healthy foods like avocados, hemp seeds, chia seeds, but it can be unhealthy if you're eating bacon and cheese and a bunch of high fat, eggs or things that are just animal foods, a ton of animal foods, because they're clogging to the body, they increase inflammation, and they're going to overwhelm the gallbladder. So fat's gonna overwhelm the gallbladder. And the gallbladder being removed is one of the top surgeries, maybe the top surgery being performed now. People are having their gallbladder taken out, and you need your gallbladder. There's a purpose for it. And I won't go into all of that. I have another series on that, or video on that. But what you want to know is long term, the keto diet really is not ideal. It sends your body into emergency mode. That's the first thing. And then it clogs all the organs. Well, if it clogs your organs, let's say it clogs up your thyroid. Well, that's the gas pedal to your body to tell your metabolism to go, right? You clog that up and you won't burn calories. If you clog up your liver, you're not going to burn fat because your liver is your fat burning organ. So as you can see here, long term, it can be very clogging. It can really put a huge burden on the digestive system, the gallbladder. So if you're doing it for short term and you do it in a healthy way, then it might work for you and that's good, but you do want to learn lifestyle. I'm all about balance, and anytime you eliminate an entire food group like carbs, broccoli is a carb, kale is a carb. These are really essential nutrients. When you eliminate a food group like that, you're eliminating fiber, vitamins, minerals, essential nutrients, just all kinds of stuff. You don't want to eliminate entire food groups long term. I don't even really think it's a great idea too much short term, but that's a whole nother thing. So anyway, so that's how fat can help you signal your body to burn fat, okay? And that's gonna be probably the longest one out of all of these. Number 2, protein. So the way protein can help you burn fat is because it tells your body to produce glucagon, which is your fat burning hormone. So protein literally does, when you consume it, it literally does tell your body to burn fat. The problem with protein is if you consume too much of it, once you get to more than your body needs, it's going to turn into sugar. And sugar is going to turn into fat. So that defeats the purpose because, as we know, sugar is going to increase insulin production, and insulin is the fat storage hormone, okay? So the other thing about protein is it's going, especially animal product protein, it's going to increase inflammation just like fats, and it's going to clog the body. It's going to congest and cause mucus. And that's the other problem with protein is it's very mucus forming, and it's very acidic. So people who have things like fibromyalgia, they have acidosis in their body. So animal foods are going to keep that inflammation up and keep that inflammation, that acidosis, that clogging your lymphatic system. So again, anything where you go extreme, super high protein, super high fat, none of them are really going to be balanced, and none of them are really going to reduce inflammation and allow your body to heal in the long run. And they're really not great for maintaining long term. All right, so that's going to be protein. Number 3, fiber. Okay, fiber is going to help you burn fat because it's going to buffer that insulin. So when you have, for example, an apple, you have fiber in it. So the fiber is going to help buffer any sugar that's in the apple. But if you were to take the apple and juice it, well, now you don't have any fiber, so your insulin's going to spike majorly because you don't have that fiber to buffer it. And we need fiber. 97% of the population is fiber deficient. Only 3% are protein deficient. So here we are on these high protein diets when people already have plenty of protein. If you're protein deficient, that's usually starvation. It's pretty rare to be protein deficient. That's really not true when they're trying to promote, oh, you need protein, protein, protein. That's really not true. I do urinalysis tests and I can prove it that most people, it's pretty rare to have somebody protein deficient, but fiber deficiency, man, that is really common. So here you go on a keto diet or a paleo diet or whatever diet it might be where there's extreme, you're not getting the fiber. So you're going again, fiber is necessary for keeping cholesterol at a balance. Colon cancer is really prevalent right now, right? Fiber can really help prevent and keep the colon clean and healthy. And then again, fiber can buffer that insulin response for balancing blood sugar, which balancing blood sugar is always going to help with weight. It cleanses the colon, which helps with candida. So there's a lot of things. So fiber is really, really important. And when you do any extreme diet, you're taking that fiber out. So you want to increase your fiber if you want to burn fat. Exercise. Well, this is a no-brainer. If you're not exercising, you're probably not going to lose weight very easily. But the key thing that you want to know about exercise is it's really, again, about balance. Extremes don't really work. I actually read an article, this is many years ago, about somebody who was running marathons and could not lose weight. Marathons, that's a lot of running. That's a lot of calorie burning. But her body was adjusting. So what she did was she stopped running and she started just going on walks, and all of a sudden the weight started coming on. Coming off, I mean. Why? Because balance. The body will adjust to whatever you are doing. And when you do these extreme exercises, a lot of times it's not going to work for your weight loss efforts because the body adjusts. The body's like, oh my gosh, we better ration this food because we're burning it like crazy, all right? So an interval exercise is actually the best for fat burning. And then if you have adrenal fatigue, again, extremes are going to throw your hormones off, which is going to put you into fat storage mode. So that's another problem with extreme exercise. It stresses out the body increases the cortisol, and the cortisol is going to put you in a starvation mode, which we'll talk in the hormones video. But so just know that extreme exercise really isn't the answer. Now, increasing your muscle mass, muscle tone, muscle does burn fat and calories, so that can be beneficial. But in general, balance is key, again, even with exercise, but you do have to exercise, okay? Number 5, fasting. Okay, so fasting, this is really popular too. You've got intermittent fasting, and then you've got interval time restricted fasting. So there's 2 different things going on here. There's time restricted and interval. Time restricted is when you go, let's say, 14 hours between dinner and breakfast. And that's actually really healthy. Going 14 hours gives your digestive system a break. And when you go longer periods of time, your body starts to produce glucagon, which tells your body to burn fat. All right, so that is the time restricted. So intermittent fasting is actually kind of different. Intermittent fasting is when you go 24 hours straight or more with only water. Now the way that works is the analogy with the refrigerator I talked about. What that does is when you go 24 hours on just water, then your refrigerator is going to be emptied. Your liver has glycogen, and it'll stay in there for about 24 hours. So for 24 hours, you have energy from that glycogen. Then at the end of the 24 hours, you run out of the glycogen and your body goes straight to the fat storage. This is way more effective than a keto diet, and it's actually a lot healthier as long as you don't have any serious health conditions. You always want to talk to your doctor, but this is actually a much faster way to get you into ketosis, and this isn't something that you're going to do obviously for 30 days or anything, but it will take you into that ketosis much faster. It's called autophagy. Autophagy is when the body starts digesting its own waste, its own fat, its own toxic waste. So it's really can be helpful for the body cleansing as well. And this is going to be based on an individual basis, I guess. It depends. Like I wouldn't do intermittent fasting. It'd be totally unhealthy for me. I don't have a whole lot of extra stuff for the body to resort to, right? But if you're somebody who has a lot of extra weight, a lot really toxic overload, this might be really helpful for you to get to that next level, get some healing, and then you can jump into a balanced, healthy diet. But anyway, so the fasting, but I did want to explain the difference between the intermittent fasting and the time restricted. So time restricted helps you over time with each night taking 14, even 16 hours of no food, fasting from food. It will help you in a couple ways. It helps your body produce glucagon during that period of time to burn fat, but it also will restrict how much you're eating during your eating hours. So you might eat during an 8-hour stretch. That might be your period of time that you're allowed to eat each day. Well, it's more likely that you're gonna eat less if you are only eating in an 8-hour period of time, as long as you're not going crazy and binging during that time. That's not gonna help you either, as we discussed overeating. But you can use the time restricted fasting. It works really well for some people. It's pretty darn safe over a longer period of time. It's actually healthy if you do 14 hours. Now, studies show anything more than 14 hours long term may not be so beneficial. There's some controversy on all of this, but you definitely want to go at least 12 hours overnight, simply because you want to cleanse your digestive system, give it a break, and let your body recoup, okay? That's why breakfast is called breakfast. You're breaking a fast. All right, number 6, sleep. So yes, you literally burn fat in your sleep. So it's really essential that you get your sleep. And between 10 and 11, I think I have this right, is it 9 or 10 or 10, between 9 and 11 at night is when your body replenishes the adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands are key when it comes to burning fat and stress. So you want to get to bed by at the latest 10 o'clock. And I know that might sound early to some people, but if you're trying to lose weight and you have any kind of adrenal stress, sleep is going to be essential. You want to get to bed by 10 o'clock, okay? And then your body's going to burn fat while you're sleeping. The other thing about sleep is if you don't get enough sleep, studies have shown that 2 nights of 4 hours of sleep, people went into pre-diabetes mode. Their blood sugar was so messed up from only 2 nights of 4 hours of sleep that it started to show up as pre-diabetes. So that's another thing. You've got to balance your blood sugar, and diabetes is an insulin thing. If you recall, insulin, that's really important. So sleep is going to be absolutely essential. You're really working against yourself and your weight loss efforts and your health if you're not sleeping 7 or 8 hours a night, okay? The last one, number 7, liver cleansing, okay? So if you are toxic, if your organs aren't functioning properly, then you are not going to be able to lose weight. This is one of the biggest reasons people can't lose weight, and that's why I have my 21-day detoxification program, all right? So your liver is your fat-burning organ. Most people's livers, almost everybody, you have gallbladder stones and your liver is congested. You're not going to be able to burn fat if that organ can't function fully, okay? Your thyroid is the gas pedal to your body, and it tells your metabolism. It signals your metabolism to keep going, right? If your thyroid is all gunked up and clogged up with toxic waste, it's not going to work very well. Your pancreas is what produces digestive enzymes and insulin. If your pancreas is clogged up, you're not going to be able to produce the enzymes to digest your food, and your insulin's going to be out of whack. And your digestive system, your colon, if your colon is clogged up, the toxic waste will end up on your waist, literally. When you have a clogged up colon, everything starts and backs up from there, clogs your liver, clogs all of your organs. So it's really, really, I cannot express enough, it's essential to have a bowel movement every single day. If you have not had a bowel movement every single day, then you are clogged up and you need to do a detox or a cleanse of some sort. Even doing my proper food combining will cleanse that digestive system out. Or my Foods That Heal book, which I don't have on me right now, but my Foods That Heal book, following those recipes, my detoxification program. There's a lot of different ways to slowly cleanse the body, my detox drink. But at the end of the day, doing a comprehensive detox is going to get you the best results, especially if you're really trying to lose weight and turn your health around. Okay, so those are the 7 different things that are going to help you trigger your trigger fat burning in your body. And then in the other videos, next videos, we're going to talk about hormones and different topics to help you with your weight loss efforts in whatever healthy diet plan you're on. So thanks for watching. You can always check out my website, foodsthathealyou.com or foodsthathealyoucbd.com, and we will see you in the next video.